Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Summit presentation of Sig.Trust versus 5EVA Best of 3 series here in iLeague Season 3 SEA. It's a pleasure to be able to cast this game for you guys here. I am Blaze, going to be hosting this one, and let's see what we've got here in store for us. Miracles Team 5EVA versus, of course, Lakel's Sig.Trust. No longer Myth Trust, still made in Thailand, but of a different color. Let's see here. Opening up with the Juggernaut ban as well as the Bat Rider. The Sniper slipped through but didn't get picked up in Phase 1, so they do end up banning it out along with the Faceless Void in Phase 2. 5EVA, on the other hand, they banned out the Venge, they banned out the Axe, they banned out the Storm as well as the Queen of Pain. Just a lot of initiation that they don't want to go up against. Essentially, they want to be the ones to take the initiative. They want to break things down pretty clearly for them, and of course, Clockwork is a hero that can kind of spot your target pretty well. He gets the Rocket Flare, you get that vision, you hook shot in, and if you have a ball lightning forward or a blink forward from a Queen of Pain, you can turn that into a kill pretty quickly. So, trying to avoid that, they ban out these heroes that can kind of follow through in the solo mid lane, and that's going to limit some of my pros options. So we're going to be looking at an Earthshaker Zeus opener versus a Troll Warlord Clockwork. Gotta say, I'm really obviously liking the Troll as far as what he can bring to the table. A lot of potential for that hero. And then Clockwork is definitely the tempo controller that they could be looking for to kind of bring that under control. So a couple of members that I don't recognize from Sig.Trust, BB. I don't know much about him, and then actually Mask is KS, so he's still kind of that former member of the group that Miracle's been running with for a while. Through multiple rosters, he switched maybe like 1 or 2 people at a time, but it's still a lot of past members of like Scythe Gaming and First Departure and things along that line. So, looking at the next pickup here, it's actually going to be an Elder Titan, and this goes back to a meta of old. Zeus plus Elder Titan, the magic damage is extremely real here. They're going to be able to just nuke down this Troll Warlord and insanely fast before he gets to BKB. So, Sig.Trust, Lakel's presumably farming on that Troll, is going to have to emphasize a lot of early farm to build up not only one major fighting item like Helm of the Dominator or Yasha, but then follow through immediately with the BKB. Because if he doesn't have a BKB by like 20 minutes, he'll die for like the first 4 seconds of the fight. Like he just will be nuked down heavily by this Zeus ET combo, and that amplification from natural order is something that's not to be underestimated. But still, we'll see. Maybe the ET go to the off lane. We could see the Zeus mid or support. The Earthshaker is definitely going to be supporting, but it's just a question of where. Some people look at other teams and they say, okay, Earthshaker off lane is viable, and it certainly is, but you need a place to put your Elder Titan, and it's much better to put him in a core mindset than actually in a supportive sense.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Alrighty, so Puck is going to be the follow-through pick here, and essentially it's the best way to set up your Elder Titan to do what he wants to do. If you get the Dream Coil, you're going to be pretty much guaranteeing the Earth Splitter as well as the Echo Stomp to come out shortly thereafter, and it's just a great way to make sure that you have some consistency, which is from what is otherwise a rather unreliable hero to control with. And once the Elder Titan gets a Eul Scepter, that's very different. It changes completely how he can cast his spells, but prior to that point in time, he's going to be pretty reliant on Fissure as well as Dream Coil to set things up for himself.
Reserve time.
So, Templar Assassin is actually a pretty interesting pick to throw into combat here. Obviously, physical damage is going to be great for Sig.Trust side as well. I mean, Troll Warlord, he hits fast. Templar Assassin with a Battle Trance after her Meld Strike will be able to tear into anybody. So the Zeus in particular is very vulnerable. We'll probably have to go for like a Force Staff or Ghost Scepter first to survive. And in general, I think 5EVA are going to be the ones that are on the defensive. Despite having really cool counter-initiating potential with the Fissure, the Coil, what I talked about with the ET, I do feel that Sig.Trust are going to be able to get the jump first. Right now, just initiating with Hookshot, getting in quick with the Meld Strike from the Templar Assassin, she'll probably go for a Blink Dagger of her own. Then it's going to be actually 5-Eva that are pretty well on the defensive. They've got good tools to deal with it, but if Sig.Trust can quickly build up their farm and TA gets like a blink into a BKB, then suddenly she's out of their control and she's just going to be stomping them. She is actually just going to be two-shotting people with the amount of damage she puts out, and that's going to be a very fast attacks. So another key aspect of the Sig.Trust lineup is going to be Rosh control. Troll Warlord, Templar Assassin, they're going to be gunning for Rosh pretty early on this game, maybe like 12 minutes into the game. And with, of course, the Meld, the Refraction, and the Battle Trance, they're able to take this thing down very quickly. So Sig.Trust will look for probably a Clockwork pickoff when he hits 6. And then as soon as they get that kill, they transition into the Rosh pit. Even if you scout that out with the Zeus ulti, it's still unlikely you'll be able to respond in time. And here we go. The final pickup for 5-Eva is going to be the Morphling. So the lanes are kind of unpredictable here. You could run the Zeus as support, and therefore the Puck would go mid, ET to the off lane, and then of course the Shaker would be your other support. I think that's probably your best bet, just because of the fact that if you put your Morphling in a off lane and go for the strength build, then suddenly you don't have a carry. Like, your heroes actually don't scale into the mid to late game. So Morphling should definitely be a one position hero here, and we'll see what Miracle is most comfortable running around with as his core. Really the only interchangeable thing is Elder Titan or Zeus going to be taking farm, and I think that the ET will be prioritized over the Zeus. Zeus just hitting level 6 should be able to do some good work here. And obviously, yeah, he's just trying to lightning bolt things down. He's good for, in a supportive sense, for being able to de-ward with the lightning bolt. And if he hits level 7, he'll still kind of bring his major team impact. So really the timing thing is how quickly can Sig.Trust ramp up their early momentum into Aegis and BKBs pushing down towers, and how will 5-Eva respond as far as their early items that will give them defensive response. So they have Force Staffs, or they have Yules. Those kinds of things are going to be really important against all of these heavy physical nukes. I mean, you just look at it. Nyx Assassin's Vendetta, Meld Strike from Templar Assassin, Troll jumping on somebody, Clockwork pinning you down, and the Death Ward. Everything is physical here, and armor has got to be key from 5-Eva. I'm expecting Elder Titan having to go for a Vlad's early, Zeus for a Force Staff or Ghost, and yeah, just in general, they really need to make sure that they're on point with their overall item progression. They have to keep the farm rolling, because if they fall behind, they're going to be in a really spot. And thanks to one member of the chat, is BBB is Kaneki. I definitely recognize that name, seen him in the past, so we'll see what he can, what he's actually going to be able to bring to this lineup here for Sig.Trust.
5 seconds remaining.
So overall, if I had to say I like one lineup better than the other, I definitely would look at Sig.Trust. I mean, they have the physical damage. Oh, actually, this is the old overlay. I think that's the problem, is I didn't save my new presentation. So let me go for one quick switch up here so you guys don't have to look at this particular interface. And we've got to pause anyway, so it gives me a nice little timing window here. So it is hashtag production value coming in, but just gonna toss this up here. Get rid of that, and there we go. That looks a little cleaner, doesn't it, guys? Alrighty. So that got the bare bone essentials. And let's move on. So looking at the pickups here, we're going to actually have Miracle running on the Morphling here. Polasan on your Zeus. That's Ysera on the Earthshaker. Chaos or Mask on your Puck. And that leaves Chibi X to pick up the Elder Titan. I'm actually curious about his ET play. I've seen him play a lot of different heroes, mostly in a kind of a semi-carry type role, where he gets very aggressive very early on, very fast tempo. ET, a completely different type of hero, and I'm curious if he has the patience to really make that hero accomplish what it's capable of. Anyways, my pro is going to be running on the Templar Assassin mid, no surprise there. AABBAA or ABBA is going to be on the offlane Clockwork. Kaneki or BBBB is going to be on the Nyx Assassin, and it does look to be a support Nyx, so a lot slower tempo, but still looking to get involved with the boots first. Boombell is going to be your 5-position Witch Doctor, at least to start. Maybe he'll take farm over the Nyx as the game progresses, but that leaves Troll Warlord to be played by none other than Mr. Carry himself, Lekels, and I have some pretty high expectations for that. So Go ahead, looking at the lanes, we're going to see that the Elder Titan is actually going bottom here, and it is Chibi running a support. So, Polasan, Ysera, is this like an offlane duo between the two? I'm not too sure. We'll see this breakdown pretty quickly, but what seems to be clear is that Mask is going to be getting farm on the puck. Miracle is going to be taking the Morphling mid. Yeah, mid Miracle Morphling, safe lane puck, Elder Titan roaming and jungling, and then Zeus and perhaps Earthshaker top. The cool thing about the Earthshaker is he's flexible. He can go ahead, just put a Fisher or two into the top lane, block off the creeps, and then rotate to help out the mid. And I think Miracle is going to need some help here, because as strong as Morphling can be early with just the way he can manipulate his stats and use the waveform, I don't think he's going to be able to go it alone. And in fact, they're posturing to go on him right now. Paralyzing Cask available. They're going to eat just a little bit of damage from the Elder Titan, but they're still going to be able to zone Miracle off of the Bounty Rune. I don't think he goes for a waveform play to pick it up. Just too much risk involved. So Miracle is actually going down towards the bottom lane. Curious if it's just a escape path for him. He actually gets hit by the cogs. Wow, nice play from Abba. Take the cog knockback there in that juncture, burning some mana. Anywho, yeah, Miracle will make his way to mid, but look at the lane position. MyPro gets a creep block, and Miracle is missing the first wave. That's actually a really bad way to start off an already difficult lane for him. So, Ysera, Polasan, up top, doing what they can. And, that's going to be some pretty easy farm for Lakells. If he gets a magic stick, he should be able to sustain against the spam harassment, and it shouldn't be that difficult overall for him. Chibi trying to do what he can with the Astral Spirit, but he's already cast 2, and suddenly he's out of mana thanks to the cog knockback. KS's job just kind of getting gradual momentum here. He doesn't need like a big burst for a quick blink. He isn't expected to win the lane that hard with this dual off lane of the Witch Doctor and Clock. Mid lane though, this is where it's going to get most interesting because these are two very core aspects. Oh, we got an admin pause. Whoopsie. Finol anyone? But yeah. The mid lane is going to be very important. Templar Assassin is going to be able to build up very quickly. She got the Bounty Rune to start off, right? Yeah, one of the two Bounty Runes went to MyPro, so both in the hands of Sig.Trust. And I think they're talking about the Dota TV delay. There's somebody streaming that doesn't have any delay, and I think it's because the Dota TV delay is set to like 10 seconds or something. So that's a little awkward. We'll see if they have to go for a remake based on that alone. It's kind of unfortunate if they do, because obviously this gives away the lanes in full. Both sides really know pretty much what the next plan is. Yeah. Anyways, so Miracle here is going to be looking for an early bottle on the Morphling, trying to do what he can just with waveform and such, going toe-to-toe with TA, but he really doesn't have a tool to deal with TA directly. He's going to need that Earthshaker or maybe even the Zeus to roam in towards his lane, and I think that Miracle is just generally going to lose out on CS. I mean, when you look at what Templar Assassin brings to this lane, she gets bonus damage of plus 20 for right now for multiple instances for hitting down the creeps. Yeah. Yeah, I think Miracle makes a fair point. But Sig.Trust and Miracle and his buddies, like these guys have been playing SCA Dota for a very long time and have been widely respected in the scene. So essentially, what he is saying is that he trusts Myth.Trust not to try to Dota TV stream snipe, and then he obviously doesn't expect his own teammates to do so. So delay isn't really that big of a deal because these teams know each other. These guys know and respect each other and have been playing for years and years against each other. If this was like we have a new SCA team that suddenly gets popular and they have maybe some questionable pauses and stuff like that, then that's when you start kind of being like, okay, well, let's worry more about those kinds of settings. But in this case, these guys are classic players from a bygone era, and they are definitely the kinds that you would expect to go for fair play options. So we do see here an attempt on the Clockwork's life, but now it's actually going to be turned around against the Elder Titan. Nice orb, might bring down Boombell first. Oh, it's so close! But it is the death of the Witch Doctor and then the Elder Titan. So that is actually a really clutch maneuver. The Clockwork surviving, salving, and going right back in against the ET. My Pro trying to bottle up this rune. Should be successful as Pulson going for the snatch, and he does actually grab the bounty rune. So My Pro does not get a refill, and that helps Miracle out a ton. Miracle now has his own bottle, is able to play around with his stats a little bit more, and might even get a haste rune, which would be great for a 285 base MS hero. So, up top, we've got Iser checking out B.P.P, who's actually running level 1 mana burn. This is a little bit awkward. He'll trade some mana against the Zeus, which is fine. Pulson now doesn't have as much mana to work with, but the Spike Carapace is non-existent. The Impale, neither, so it's very difficult for him to actually counter-initiate because he doesn't have any stuns. Still, Lakel's just showing for the range auto attack. Second hit will do it. The body blocks are insufficient, and they get a turnaround kill. So, essentially, Sig.Trust on both side lanes are really just waiting for 5-Ever to go for an aggressive play and then punishing it by just being just tanky enough to withstand it and turn it back around. In the meantime, Bottle Crow is happening for Miracle. I think he just did a 2-sip play, which doesn't work anymore. Essentially, some people go ahead, they only sip 2 sips of the bottle instead of 3, and what it used to do is still give the courier the full movement speed, even if it was 2/3 efficiency on the restoration. But nowadays, if you sip at all from the bottle, even once, it's going to get the reduced speed. So that's just not the way you're supposed to do it. But Abba's going to actually connect onto Chibi, gets the cogs after battery assault. KS really just can't help him out. He gets caught out of position, the cask, and the kill. It's really going to give Clockwork a lot of momentum here. Even if his experience is split in half by Boombell's presence, the fact that they're punishing this ET and keeping him at level 1 is really substantial for their early mid-game. Even frustrating Puck with a cog knockback after the phase shift. It's just a really great lane for Abba, and he's been performing it well. Now Miracle taking some big hits here. He won't die because he does have this waveform, but just having the strength more this much, suddenly he has 33 strength for 25 agility as his baseline, and that is not where you want your stats to be when you're trying to maximize your CS. So really tough lane for him. We're actually going to see a good catch on Abba this time around, but KS is pretty low. Abba will just focus him down, Rocket Flare, a couple of Loki battery assault ticks, and he will get another kill. Now manning up against Chibi. No, Chibi will get right-clicked down by Abba. Polasan will get some vengeance here, but that's not worth it at all. 2 for 1. And again, the ET falls without leveling up to level 2. Top lane, we see BB. No, looking for the Impale, Earth Spike. No, it's an Impale. He mana burns, he impales, and they get a slow to bring, and they commit to the tower dive. This is dangerous, and Isera getting into the tree line will make it okay. So, close call for sure, but it works out for Isera's escape. And yeah, the cool thing about Nyx is he has such a good base HP regen. You look at that 3.1 that he's gaining per second. That actually makes up for his tower dives. Like he can go ahead and commit like that because not only is his armor not too shabby as an agi hero, but that extra base HP regen makes it so that a few seconds from now, it's like it never happened. Pro getting his bottle back as well as a magic stick. Some good overall items being pulled his direction. Miracle, I mean, I didn't have high expectations for this lane, but it's going even worse than I expected. 10 and 5 on his last hits, 28 and 17 for the Templar Assassin. It's just pretty easy for my pro to win this out, and that's just from the hero matchup alone. Like, I don't think there's a way Morphling wins this match, especially without help. I expected them to try to move in against my pro multiple times over. They've sniped a couple of runes from the TA, but one Bottle Crow negates that, and they just haven't actually directly impacted this lane the way they need to. Not only that, are they losing the mid lane as hard as they are, but it's the side lanes that are still struggling too. So right now, net worth, topping it, is going to be Troll, TA, and the... Oh, Zeus is actually going down. Wow, they do catch him out just without the hookshot. Just moving in, battery assault, and Tranquil Boots is actually a cool build to have when you're snowballing this hard. Like, generally speaking, you go for like the phase boots or something like that, but I like the idea of the Tranquil Boots just being able to give you that boost to movement speed when they're not broken, and you'll be able to close distance on anybody. They're actually the fastest boots when they're unbroken, other than BOTs. So, yeah, I think that the ability to get close to certain targets is going to help Clockwork find those kills. And another kill in Chibi. He finds his level 2, but that's where he's going to stay for a while as he gets crushed by Clockwork, who's just getting kill after kill. Battery cell pickoffs galore, and the only vision that the Radiant have is right here on the lane. They just placed this one out. They didn't see the Clockwork roaming in, and Abba might go for another play. Get one illusion, one real. Looking for the distance closed. If he got the cogs, that would be another one. But as it is, it's just one kill. And we're going to actually see a rotation here. Dire, don't see this. Looking for Ysera's Fisher to help them out. And then, of course, Mask will go in for the coil. Battle Trance comes out. Troll's just happily farming. And Clockwork finds a kill on the Zeus. The one that I thought was coming earlier. Oh, there's the coil, though. MyPro, this could be a big kill. Trying to bring down the Templar Assassin. He can't meld. There is a cask, but there's the Fisher to block him out. They will kill off the TA. They're looking for Boom Bell, too. But Miracle hits really weak with his current strength build. Just doesn't have the stats to back it up right now. So, yeah, 8-3 is your kill count. And right now it's a 4-1-2 Clockwork. Like, Clock trades his life for the first blood initially. But since then, he's just had nothing but success. I believe it's like he had one. Yeah, he was 0-1-1 at that point in time. So since then, he's found 4 kills and 1 assist without dying once. The Clockwork just finds ways to walk up to his targets and pulse on. I mean, he's a 345 MS Zeus. You can't run from that effectively. So even without the hookshot, they close the distance. Now Miracle waveforming away. He's very slow, 200 MS with that trap, but MyPro doesn't close the distance. Now, Clockwork just controlling the Radiant Jungle perfectly. There's some good stacks here that have been put out by the Zeus for himself to try to farm up with Arc Lightning, but Abba knows how precious it is to the Zeus to get his farm through this manner, and he's just punishing it heavily. He's in a position to go for a hookshot now. Oh, actually, he used the hookshot just a moment before. It did not connect, but he's still zoning him off. Ward found, but how do you deward this when Abba's waiting? You have to commit a third hero down here. It's not going to be the Shaker. Looks like Mask will make his way there, and maybe they can get the kill on the Clockwork. So again, just looking at net worth alone, 3,250 on the TA. Already 1,000 net worth ahead of your Morphling. That's almost a 50% advantage. It's pretty insane. TA actually has a haste rune. Gonna be going in for an easy kill on the Zeus. Oh, okay. That's actually played out pretty interestingly. He line of sights him behind the tree, goes for the TP back, and the Dream Coil makes MyPro uncomfortable. So it's actually going to be MyPro walking away from a freebie and just going back for the safe farm, the reliable farm, the ancient stacks. MyPro is in a really good spot here with his 303 build. I found it pretty interesting earlier that he went for this build, but if you consider how much they've emphasized stacking the ancients, Boom Bell's presence down bottom allowed him to do this. Suddenly it makes a lot of sense. He can get this longer range Psyblade and longer range Split to cleave these ancients down, and it just makes it all too easy for him to build up to his next big item. So right now, you look at the net worth. Of course, Troll Warlord farming constantly in the jungle is going to be topping it out at 4,480. They could be looking to push the tier 1 top pretty soon, so that F5 ever is pushed in on that angle as well. MyPro jumps up to 4,000 thanks to these ancients, and that's now a 1,200 or even 1,300 gold advantage over his nemesis, the Morphling in mid. Clockwork, on the other hand, he's getting his kills through a completely different means. He's just killing people, and that's how he gets his gold. 4 kills, an extra assist since that first blood, and suddenly he's got a blade mail. So he can go in, dive aggressively, and everybody's got to be worried about the damage that he can return. Soul Ring will be up for the ET soon, but actually going to be a nice combo on to BB. The Impale will keep him alive a little bit longer, but in the end the Dream Coil connects and he goes down. It's literally just a Dream Coil as a long-range nuke there to finish him off, but if they don't use it that way, the Nyx escapes, and then maybe they couldn't push the tower. Miracle is going to use this double damage rune well to finish this off, and suddenly he's actually got some gold in his pocket, moving up to 3,600. But down in the Roche pit, told you guys, I thought it was going to be around the 12 or 13 minute mark that they went for this play. Because of their momentum, they get to go even faster into the Roche pit. And Zeus can't even scout with an ulti because he's level 4. So they get the kill on the Roche. They've got the Aegis on the TA. And she's just going to look to dive with a Blink Dagger most likely. Doesn't go for the Blink just yet. I'm uncertain about how she's going to progress. Oh, there it is, Yasha. So Yasha face is going to allow her to just have all the movement speed in the world, and then with the Battle Trance and Yasha, she's going to have crazy attack speed too. So she can just kind of pummel into people and deliver all 6 instances of offensive refraction, the 80 damage times 6. It's a pretty big deal. Vendetta coming through, scouting things out. He'll see there's probably too many people to get involved with here, and actually he'll just still going to go. He still goes for the Vendetta mana burn, and there's a hook shot to clean it up. Even though it seemed a little risky with 4 heroes here, they still find the snipe, and Abba goes in. Blade Mail puts him in the arena, the Thunderdome, and Ysera just can't get his enchant totem off. Too many battery assaults. Now Abba in retreat against Miracle. It looks like he'll be able to disengage with that bottle, and look at it go. The Death Ward bringing down the Elder Titan. Morphling falling as well. Troll Warlord nabs that kill, and suddenly it's 12 for 4 in favor of Sig.Trust. Just disastrous. I mean, the Radiant side doesn't have but one Observer Ward, and they just didn't expect the Clockwork to get that aggressive even when they saw him. So now Clockwork suddenly has Blade Mail, could be looking for Necro or Force Staff. He's just got so many tools at his disposal. There are 3 Soul Rings on the side of 5 Eva, and I have to say that if one of those was an Arcane, that's more health for 5 Eva as a whole. Like, you can look at the Soul Ring and say, yes, Zeus can spam his spells, Shaker and Elder Titan can too, but you also have to realize the drawback is 150 of your life. So if 3 people are using those, that's a collective 450 health that Sig.Trust don't have to chew through to get these kills. And it just makes it easier for them to kind of snowball this momentum. I mean, with a TA, a Nyx, these heroes make sure the fights end quickly anyways. They thrive on lower HP heroes. So if you are sacrificing your life using the Soul Ring in a place that combat could be, then you're going to run into some issues very quickly. So I'm not a fan of the triple Soul Ring. I could understand 1, maybe 2, but having all 3, it seems like a huge mistake. They're going to go for a smoke play. It's kind of a desperate move, but desperate times call for desperate measures. They need to move in and just find an opening. We see the line drawn on the map. Miracle wants to gank top. They have some good ward vision, but look who's ready and waiting. 4 out of 5 of the members of Sig.Trust. The TA has a TP ready too, so it's going to be 5 out of 5. And BB will break the smoke. Now he's going to go down. No Spike Carapace coming out. Nice Dream Coil collecting too. Templar Assassin's just going to run in from the river, and there's your Death Ward. There's the hook shot, and there's the kill. Miracle does bring down the Witch Doctor, but they've already lost 2, and TA's got the flank. Perfect position to bring at least 1 down. It's going to be Ysera. He tries to Fisher. It doesn't work. The puck may jaunt out, but Chibi's now on the run. Just trying to get out of there. The TP, no chance in hell. Have to maybe Echo Stomp for the hit there, and maybe that would work, but not at all. It's just going to be them getting slaughtered. They go for the smoke play. They get wrecked. 1 kill for Morphling. Who killed the Nyx? It was the Zeus. So, you know, Zeus gets something, Morphling gets something, but as a team, they fail. As this Templar Assassin is suddenly ready to build up towards Sanjin Yasha or BKB, or really whatever she wants. Ysera, if I only had a Blink Dagger, could go in for the Echo Slam, but no, it just goes for the hit on Fisher, and it's actually going to be Abba now going on to Morph. Thank goodness for that waveform, keeping him alive, but MyPro still looking to go in. Phase Yasha, giving him the speed. 1 Melt Strike is all it takes, but it gets interrupted. He messes up his targeting, and now he's on the run. No refraction charges left, but he does have that Aegis, so he says, yeah, let's fight, let's go. And he almost gets 2. Chibi is going to go down if he just gets 1 more hit. There it is. And in 5 seconds time, he'll be back in the action. Cast bounces, choice over. Now Miracle replicating out, and it's going to be the Dream Coil to hit onto. Great Dream Coil, and the failed hook means it looks like they'll both survive, despite in a terrible situation earlier. That was really close. Ysera looks like he'll get out as well. So in the end, with a double damage TA running all over the place, it could have been a lot worse. They disengaged that fight with minimal losses, but as a whole, that's just what you expected from the draft. Them having to disengage the fight because they're certainly not initiating it. Not against this team. I mean, we see the Nyx building up towards the Blink Dagger. Clockwork could go for a Blade Mail after this a Aghanim Scepter after the Force Staff. Just in general, they can't take the fights to their opponents. And even look at the movement speed on these heroes. Like the Phase Boots popped, 447 movement speed on Templar Assassin, 429 without Phase, or 491 with for the Troll. So they're moving fast, they're moving quick, they're jumping in, they're looking for blood, and 5 Eva are just scrambling to respond, trying to survive. Trying to get farm on this Morphling, for example. He's going for the E-Blade rush here. 1 Aquila, no second Wraithband, just the treads into E-Blade with the stat items he has. So, essentially just looking for anything he can do to keep his allies alive, and of course, with the E-Blade, and then of course trying to go for the Adaptive Strike combo once he gets that skill maxed out. But in the meantime, more farm for MyPro. Just clearing this out, no problem at all. And it's actually a replicant that's found out by Clockwork. No big deal. Actually, up top, is nice blink coming in. Lakelz has a TP scroll, but there's a Fissure. There's a kill. And Zeus KS's it. Now, people will look at that and be like, ah, ha, ha. Zeus is a pub player. He just wants the money. But no, the reason that you KS with Zeus in this context is to not only make sure that Sig.Trust can't respond, because they lose life, their blink daggers, if they have them, are put on cooldown, but also it gives Pulson a portion of the experience. You had 2 or 3 people up here collecting experience, but the Zeus needs some love too. So by building up his levels and his experience by getting a small portion of the experience by getting the kill, he's actually closer to level 8, where he'll have the max lightning bolt. So I actually think that's a perfectly fine course of action in the context of this game. And Region Rune. Nothing really going on right now. We've got 11,000 gold in favor of Sig.Trust. Experience is almost 10k, but, you know. They're holding this pretty well. BKB Yasha. This is the best build TA can go to just kind of solidify their advantage. She has crazy movement speed to stay in the fight. She's going to have massive attack speed naturally from her skills as well as the battle trance. All she needs is the BKB to stay in the fight. So I like it a lot better than the Sanjin Yasha alternative. And honestly, I thought that like these items would be coming out for my pro maybe the 25-minute mark, but he's getting them at 18 just because of how well he's done this game. 210, but most importantly 101 CS with a very substantial portion of those being ancient creeps. A lot of gold density there. They will go for a smoke play here. I'm not sure exactly what 5 know about the map right now, but it seems like they're just going to push through on top. Miracle will defend in mid, and it's going to take a big jump from the Clockwork to bring this Morphling down. No Blink Dagger on the Nyx either, so I think Miracle might be okay. We'll have to see. No Replicants up right now. Can he get the Waveform out? Waveforms to start, but they can follow it up with a hook shot. Oh, TP is being canceled left and right. And the smoke is up. No death of the Tier 1 top, as they don't really follow through on that push. So BKB finished on the kills, still 10 seconds for my pro. And at this point, I guess they just wait for the next Roche to spawn. They have a trap in here. Nice little butterflies, seeing when the big boss man spawns. And then once they get that second Aegis, they're just going to go and push every tier 2 they can. And it's going to be almost impossible for 5 to stop them unless this Earthshaker finds his blink. So Ysera in a pretty tough position. He's got Tranquil Soul Ring, so he can spam his Fissure, but he needs to get the Blink Dagger, and he's got about 2 minutes to do it. If he doesn't find the Blink Dagger within 2 minutes, they're going to get pushed in, and they're not going to have the defenses they need to deal with Sig.Trust. Miracle, though, E-Blade on the Courier. He does pick it up, and that allows him to actually turn some fights. I mean, he's level 13, so he's got all of his skills maxed out, other than the ultimate. And that means, of course, that he can go for just the Adaptive Strike, E-Blade, and Waveform on a target. If he does them literally all at once, he can use it on the Nyx, since Spike Carapace doesn't trigger when the target is invulnerable. But otherwise, his prime target is probably the Witch Doctor here. He can pretty much look to one-shot that Witch Doctor if he has enough agility. Currently running 70 to 33 for his Ag to Strength base ratio. But how do you contest the pit when it comes to 5F's lineup? I just don't think you can. Oh, wow! That is actually very fortunate for Miracle, essentially just spooking Lakelz. Lakelz is you wouldn't call him trigger happy. Lakelz is a very reserved carry. He's generally cool, calm, collected. He sees... he knows exactly what the enemy can do to him, and he responds appropriately. He has shown this really well with his kind of defensive hard carry play. But he also realizes that when something happens very abruptly, and it's inexplicable in his head, like he has fractions of a second to contemplate, why did Miracle just waveform and E-Blade me? And the implication is... because a lot's going to follow it up. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense, is he's going to get hit by Lightning Bolt, Thunder God's Wrath, or a Fissure, and he's going to go down. So, in that quick fraction of a second, not knowing the full reasoning behind Miracle's actions, he goes ahead, he pops the BKB. It seems knee-jerk. He does lose a charge, but it's the carry mindset that he needs to have to put the game on his shoulders day after day as a member of Sig.Trust. So now they're going to go ahead, take the Rosh, no problem at all. The Aegis this time goes to the Troll, and the TA has her Blink Dagger. So they're going to look to start the fights off soon. Abba looking for an opportunity. I'm sure the Knicks will as well. And this is going to be 5 ever. They either make or break within the next 5 minutes. They're going to be smoking around, looking for a hero to isolate, because that would delay Sig.Trust's game plan for another, like, a minute and a half. But now 2 Blink Daggers. Oh, gosh. Blink on Earthshaker, which is great for the side of 5 Eva, but 2 Blinks out for Sig.Trust, and therefore a lot of problems.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Aghanim Scepter, perhaps, for the puck. It could be interesting. Maybe a casual point booster into something more like a Force or a Yule's. Both really good in this situation. I don't think the Ags would be that great, to be honest. Like, Ags against BKB, TA, and Troll is really good. But not only is he not going to get it in time, but you're probably going to die a couple times just like a clockwork because of how he just can initiate hardcore. And we actually will be looking to see them dive the base very shortly. Lakelz actually takes a lot of damage for his first life. He will go down first. My Pro pops to BKB. He goes in, takes down the Zeus. Let's look at buybacks. Only 2 available for 5 Eva. But the Echo Stomp does connect, and the tower's going to lay into Lakelz here. He'll get fissured back. They're just able to kind of force him out, and without an Urn of Shadows charge, they're just going to have to Voodoo Restore him back to full. So now Lakelz is in a difficult spot. He's got his BKB, but Zeus is respawning and he's not on full life. He doesn't have an Aegis either. So I think that's a high ground defense successful for 5 Eva unless they walk into MyPro's trap. He's hiding out on the creep wave, doing what he can, and we'll see how patient he is. I think he's going to last at these creeps, but we'll see. No, still laying the trap. This is big. This is a difficult decision to make, but if he stays with it... Oh, the Thunder God's Wrath scouts him out. He's visible now thanks to the Zeus. Oh wait, that was a Lightning Bolt. Never mind, they're trying to deward. So anyways, MyPro gives up his scheme. He's not going to go for the sneaky play of trying to meld strike somebody farming bottom because it just seems unlikely they're going to walk into jungle that they can't view whatsoever. They have no vision in this area. It's Sig.Trust room to control it. And we're back to farming. We're going to be waiting for another Roach cycle, it looks like. Clockwork might find a pick-off or two, but in the meantime, 5 Eva get a little bit more time to do what they want to. Interesting pickup for Miracle, going for the Blink Dagger. I've seen a Blink Morphling work well against a Faceless Void, because you can dodge Chrono with it, but I'm honestly not sure what to think here, and he's actually just going to die. Like, he doesn't have a chance to Blink, to Morph, to anything. He's just dead. And that's the trap set by Sig.Trust. Now they look to push in. Morphling without buyback for 70 gold. And no towers to push to give him that gold. It's going to be MyPro leading the charge up to the high ground. And Abba, I mean, he could even just 4-staff for Cogs. Like, they can still go for the Echo Slam! Big damage coming out, immediately killing off the Knicks. And the Witch Doctor cleaning it up, though, is going to be Sig.Trust. MyPro pops the BKB, lays it into the Zeus. And now we see the puck in full retreat. It was a beautiful combo coming in from 5 Eva. Got the Echo Slam, got the Dream Coil Waning Rift, lots of magical damage, takes down 2 heroes instantly, but MyPro still stands. Refraction and BKB win out, and now he's going to like practically solo push this tower. Battle Trance cooling down. They're going to take the tier 2 top and maybe even the tier 3 bottom. We'll see. Lakelz popping the Battle Trance. There it is, but Mask forcing back the TA. It's only the top tower to fall. The Glyph it? Interesting Glyph decision. I think this tower is pretty much gone anyway, so unless this TP works out for the Earthshaker, it seems like a misplay, but we'll see. Ysera, he can enchant. No, he will deny it. Okay, that makes the Glyph worthwhile for sure. So, confidence from Ysera to be able to make that happen. Wow, what a wraparound play. 5 Eva, even losing the Morphling, they look and say, okay, well, maybe we can make a response. Maybe we can turn this wraparound into something real. They blink in perfectly, and they get their kills. So that was just really well done. Pulson, though, now completely caught out. 4-staff's not going to save you here, my friend, and he's gone. But Mask tries to make something of it. Witch Doctor healing up the Nyx Assassin 2 times over. So Nyx Assassin, full HP suddenly, and the Zeus, the only casualty. Actually going to see E-Blade combo, bringing down the Templar Assassin. No refraction for you, and a lot of them get Echo Stomp too. So Miracle caught inside, getting stunned in the cogs. The Morph is just not enough to keep him up. I love the attempt, but there was just too much damage coming from Sig.Trust, and of course Morphling was out of mana with the second volley of his combo. So suddenly, Sig.Trust bring down the Morphling a second time, and this is a hero you just can't afford deaths on. He's 3, 3, and 2. His net worth is only 12.5k. The E-Blade's doing something for him, but he needs more. Right now, he's kind of playing like a full glass shotgun build. He's going in, and he's just, without any HP, trying to make things happen. Lakel's actually going to go down. Nice magical nuke. That's what the draft is about. Is just get this Elder Titan or Spirit on top of your target, and then nuke him down like crazy, thanks to the natural order. But we're going to see not only the troll fall, but Abba locking down the puck and going for the nice knockback play, but jeezy Sarah again with this Echo Slam, just making things happen. Oh, it's so much damage with the Elder Titan Spirit. ET puts out his Spirit, they get the natural order onto wherever they're going to slam, and suddenly people just die. It is just perfect synergy between these heroes. All they have to do is just keep magic nuking when BKBs are down, and they get easy kills. Actually, Paulasan going for something sneaky, but force staffing, TPing away, my pro won't be able to finish him off the way he intended. So yeah, that's what's keeping them in the game. It's just the strength of this draft, the power of the Elder Titan natural order, and that's something that they could have had a lot sooner if it was a core ET, but the support ET came online eventually. So better late than never. The problem they have right now is that they still don't have great ways of dealing with the BKBs, and that's why KS built this Aghanim Scepter. It's not to say, okay, well, in a bad fight, what can I do to disengage? A Yule's Force Staff would be better than a empowered Dream Coil in that context, but he wants to say, in a good fight, where we can take care of everybody that doesn't have a BKB active, what's our best tool to deal with those other two? And they actually get this Dream Coil, which is amazing. If you actually look at it, the Aghanim Scepter, it keeps on messing up, here we go. Aghanim Scepter is upgraded here. It increased the damage from the coil break, so it's up to 250. It also stuns them for 3 seconds, up to 4.5 next level. Along with that, it lasts a whole 8 seconds. So pretty much you have to break it to keep chasing somebody if they leave that area, and as a result, it's just a BKB piercing stun. Now you do have to put it on the target before they BKB, but Dream Coil is still very powerful if you get it on the right targets. So KS just investing a lot to make sure that they can kite and work around these BKB heroes, and of course they certainly have shown that they have the magic damage to deal with everyone else. So Elder Titan Echo Slam, that's what you're looking to empower, and it's so far, I mean, really keeping them in the game. Like, these net worth graphs don't really tell the story in full. What you need to really know about this game is the Troll Warlord BKB is at 8 seconds, the TA BKB is at 8 seconds, and when those get down to 5, it's almost impossible for them to break high ground without getting a pick off. Up top, we actually see the Morph going for a play against BB, but Spike Carapace makes it impossible to go for the E-Blade combo, and he just jumps away. So now he's got his maxed out Replicant, he's got his Blink Dagger, he can maneuver around the fights really well, and it's just going to be on Sig.Trust to try to find some harder lockdown. Like right now, you look at your general initiation and say, hey, the Clockwork goes in, gets a hook shot, gets him trapped in cogs, and most heroes will die. But now, you're up against 3 Force Staffs to bail people out of cogs, you have the Waveform on your Morphling and the Replicant too, so unless he's like sheeped, he's probably going to be perfectly fine. Now the smoke, can they pop the ultimate fast enough? They lose the smoke, they don't pop the Thunder God's Wrath yet. There's the lightning bolt to find him, but a Carapace is up. BB with the blink, no, he doesn't get the blink, he just gets torn apart. And again, it's that natural order amplification that makes these spells that much more effective. So they kill him off quickly. Roche respawning, unfortunately not for another minute. So what could have been a Roche grab thanks to a nice quick pick off of the smoke turns into just a delay of game for Sig.Trust. 10,000 gold net worth advantage right now for Sig.Trust, but they're not holding it as firmly as they were. 8,500 experience as well, but we've seen the comeback potential for 5-Eva. Mantis Style comes out for the Morphling, mostly just because of the stats. The stats are really beneficial here for Miracle. He's able to play a lot more agi, and therefore he can jump in. Oh, but speaking of jumping in, Abba has a BKB now, so he's confident going into it. The Earth Splitter will still connect on him, but they are going to pursue with MyPro. Blinking forward, looking to bring down Miracle, and it looks like he might be dead. The Force Staff, he's almost out. The Dream Coil breaks it too. He's going to blink, and he's going to wave away, and that might be enough to get out. No, the Mana Burn from BB still locks him down in the end. And in the mid, we see that the Fisher is just trying to allow them to disengage. We're still going to see the Zeus and ET go down. And this is going to be Sarah to hold the high ground nearly solo. The Puck has some damage in AoE with the Orb, but doesn't have the coil for another minute. And there are no buybacks remaining. 5-Eva look to push in on this one, and it's got to be a devastating Echo Slam without... Oh, they probably will have the ET Aura at the very least. Isera, no! Oh, almost gets caught by BB with the blink in, but as it is, they're just going to pop the Fortification against the Battle Cry. And things are cooling down. Heroes are responding. Can we see that Echo Slam? I like this positioning. TA here, Troll here. No chance to echo them both. But here comes that ET Spirit warding them off. There's a nice hook coming in. Isera has the Force Staff, though. He's out of the cogs. Abba's buying space, buying time for them to finish the melee racks. They'll get it, and they'll get out. Really good play from Sig.Trust. Just finding that small opening while they have it. And now on the run, Isera gets a Fisher, forces Abba's BKB. All good things here, but actually, yeah, TP's home safely. And Roche is up, so we'll see if 5-Eva can actually get to the pit in time. I'm assuming Pulsan will ulti very shortly, unless he's saving that for the burst combo. Sometimes you say, okay, well, there it is. Okay, scouting it out, they know what they want, and I think MyPro and Lakels are going to run. Getting bashed by Roshan. Blinks, coming back off cooldown. And just in case they're still going for the Roche, they'll go ahead and throw out the Earth Splitter there. It is going to be on cooldown for 100 seconds. So yeah, like I said, Pulsan sometimes wants to hold that Thunder God's Wrath so you can get it when the Earth Elder Titan Spirit is on them, but you can't always get the perfect combo, the natural order amplification. We actually see using the MyPro and Lakel's blinks from the high ground to low ground, they clean out the Roche anyways, and there's nothing to stop them. They just take the Aegis on Lakel's, they take the cheese onto MyPro, and they go in hard onto Chibi. He's forced out of the fight. He's going to go ahead and try to TP home, but he dies too quickly to the Templar Assassin. Mask jumping out to the western side, and he gets trapped in the trees. That is a problem. Dire, they see it. They kill it. Oh, Lakel's finding out KS in the end, but he's able to blink with the help of the Fisher. Oh, very clutch indeed. The Puck lives with barely any HP, even the Rocket Flare bringing him low. But up top, waveform from Miracle. He's just going to go ahead and TP after clearing that wave out, and just wants to keep that Creequilibrium pushing out that direction so that they can focus on their defense. BKB's on cooldown for the Troll, but MyPro still got his at 7 seconds. The Clockworks has cooled down too, but he's down to 8, despite picking it up more recently. So now continuing to accrue that advantage as they take Roche after Roche, and they accumulate a 12-kill advantage. But they're still afraid of this Earthshaker on the high ground. It's still a pretty devastating thing to fight against. But at least for now, they have 1 Rack's advantage. They'll kind of leave with 5-Eva being pressured on the bottom lane and be okay with that. I'm actually curious where you go from here on the Puck. Do you go for Ghost Scepter yourself? I mean, again, all this physical damage is a real problem. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Ghost Scepter for him. But otherwise, yeah, I could go for Yules or Force Staff or something like that. Aghanim Scepter up on the Witch Doctor. If they don't stop this Death Ward channel, it doesn't matter how well they can control the Templar Assassin and the Troll Warlord with the Dream Coil. It could just be the Death Ward alone to pretty much wipe out 5-Eva's lineup. They're not that tanky. They really aren't. They don't have mechanisms. They do have one Ghost Scepter, 1 E-Blade, and that's not bad, but it's still not going to guarantee you surviving through a full duration Death Ward because it's very, very difficult to deal with. Luckily, they have some good tools to scout out the Witch Doctor. It's not like he can try to hide in the trees or Shadow Blade against the Zeus ulti. And then, of course, you've got a lot of stuns coming in from Earthshaker at long range. Maybe a Lightning Bolt or an Adaptive Strike could take him out too. I mean, like I said, the Witch Doctor is still the ideal target for Morphling. So in this position, he has more HP to work with, 1,500. But Miracle's getting to a point where he can still take out most of that HP with a good E-Blade Adaptive Strike combo. Trying to scout things out here, trying to get a little bit of intel. Again, Polasan wants to hold his Thunder God's Wrath, so he's just going to be allowing the Elder Titan to be scouting with the Spirit, and he's going to save that ultimate for the team fight. They're just trying to wait out the Aegis. 2 minutes more in the delay of game, which means Sig.Trust, they're going to look to go and push off of this. Top, there's an interesting ward, but won't get really a chance to analyze that, as I think the fight's going to break out soon. If not this creep wave, then the next is when Sig.Trust are going to go, because they definitely want to use this Aegis on the high ground. And all they need to do is really get that spread that we saw before. Get like the Templar Assassin fighting here, the Troll Warlord fighting here, and that's going to make it very difficult to find the Echo Slam that the Earthshaker needs to hold this high ground. But still, Miracle doing his thing. He's got plenty of abilities available. They do get the Fisher. They will combo it up. Thunder God's Wrath, but the Carapace comes through. BKB's popped everywhere, and Radiant are just falling apart. They don't get anything out. In fact, Polasan doesn't even get to ulti. He doesn't have buyback, and Earthshaker's now coming back into it, looking for the Echo Slam, but Ysera is actually not really able to get a good one off. Lakills jumping forward, Scotty onto Miracle, out of mana, about to be out of life. Nice Echo Slam, holding it with the Aftershocks. The cheese pop from MyPro, the Aegis broken by the Troll. Now we see the Dream Coil setting up the Earth Splitter almost for MyPro, but in the end it's actually going to be him to stay alive. Boombell keeping his teammates here in the game. Sustained in the enemy base, and Miracle can't do much more. He's so much in strength. He's essentially now a strength Morphling looking for those long duration stuns. He can blink forward, get Lakills. He's locked down for a while, but where's the damage? There's nobody on the team that can actually kill this Troll because he's just too survivable. Oh my gosh, we actually do see a Mask in a weird position here. KS is going to be falling back. And that's it. Fall back, Sig.Trust. They force out the buyback on the puck, on the Earthshaker. They take a good engagement. They take down a little bit of damage on the tier 3. And they just go back to farming once again. The Dominator's going to come back to the Troll Warlord. He dropped that for the Aegis of the Immortal. And they'll wait for the next cycle. Another cheese, another Aegis, and look to push off of that. And eventually, we usually look at magic damage as something that's going to taper. We usually think of it as something that, oh, well, now that you're level 16, you're unable to do much more because your spells just don't get stronger. They're at a static damage output. But when you have the potential to go for like a Veil of Discord on top of Natural Order, look at Aghanim's and Refreshers for your Zeus, it's actually not impossible for 5-Eva to consider them having late game magical damage output. I mean, even the E-Blade is a great amplifier. We do see Eva looking for the hook shot, finds it out onto Polasan. They also catch out the Earthshaker with no buyback. 2 heroes without buyback, and these are critical pickoffs. They did not see this coming just because they can't get Observer Wards out. There's a Geometry Sight on Boombell. The Radiant Vision is only pretty much within these trees. And up top here where Polasan placed a ward. But that didn't give them the intel they needed to prevent Earthshaker from going down. And now with 60 seconds on his death timer, they'll look to end the game. Going in the front line here, Lakills pretty confident in himself, but 20 seconds left in that 5-second BKB. So Mask is going to just play more delay strategies. Another Dream Coil. They force staff him out. Miracle's running 39 to 94. Base strength to Agi. Just blink forward, wait for him back, but he gets stunned out and he is going down. Oh, how unfortunate for Miracle. BKB's not going to save him no matter how much he prays, and that is going to be the game, guys. No buyback on the Morphling. Tier 3 going down. Rax shortly thereafter, and there it is. Miracle calls it. Nice plays, especially from this Clockwork. 100% MVP. He set up so many kill opportunities on the bottom lane and across the entire map, and Sig.Trust has played this really well. I admire the strategy coming in from 5-Eva. They really had a great combo of heroes, and I missed Elder Titan. I missed his damage output with that Natural Order, but in the end, it's not enough. 5-Eva's laning phase just hit them too hard, and the 3 Roshans are what breaks the back of 5-Eva. They were one pickoff away from going down. They committed all their buybacks to their high ground defense, and that pickoff cost them the game. So Sig.Trust, 41 minutes. They're going to take the win, and they are going very confidently into Game 2. This is a best-of-3 series. 5-Eva need to really adjust their strategy and the mechanics in the lane if they're going to be looking to bring the equalizer to take us to Game 3. But for now, Game 1 in the books, Game 2 on the way. Thank you guys for tuning in. I myself am Blaze, broadcasting on behalf of Beyond the Summit. And if you guys enjoyed the commentary, look me up on twitter.com/blazecasting. We'll bring you guys the next game very shortly. Stay tuned.